thank you so very much for introducing me on the line this evening. I want to welcome each and every person that has dialed in this evening to the line. I heard a lot of distributors, and I just pray that you contacted everyone that you know, everyone that you love, to get them on this line so they can hear this awesome information and opportunity. And for those of you that this is your first time hearing about this, there is just one requirement that I have from you, and that is to have an open mind, because I don't want you to miss anything. You see, I missed it the first time around, and I wish that I didn't, and I woke up the second time around. So if you're on this call and you're hearing this information for the first time, my requirement of you is to have an open mind so you do not miss what I am about to tell you. I do not believe that there are any coincidences in life. There's no such thing. All right? So I'm going to share with you some things that, I have been through in my life, and I'm going to bring some people, on this line that are going to share their testimonies about where they have come from and now where they are. Okay, and we are going to talk about an awesome opportunity that has changed our lives. And the name of the company, is called Total Life Changes. And just ironic that it's called Total Life Changes, and our lives have changed in such a mighty way. I'm going to share with you, and I'm going to be very transparent about just the journey of my husband and I and where we've been. And I remember being at my lowest point and saying to God, Lord, I know you're going to get me out of this, but I'm going through this for a reason. And when you get me out of this, I am going to share the testimony. So my husband and I, we have been in a struggle with finances, I would say, for like the past 4 years. We were in real estate, and that market crashed, and we crashed with it. And then we stumbled across network marketing, and we rose to the top of the company, not even knowing what we were doing, but that company ran its course for us. I had to go back to work as a nurse after saying that I would not work for anyone ever again. And things got really tight in our household. And I'm talking about so tight that the funnel was closed. When you have that extra credit card tucked away for a rainy day? Well, we didn't have that anymore. When you can go to a 401k and borrow from that? We didn't have that anymore because we had borrowed so many times before on my husband's job. We were in the position where we had to file for bankruptcy 3 times. So I am the queen of bankruptcy. If anybody needs a consultation, I can tell you a little bit about it. But we had to file for 2 Chapter 13s and 1 Chapter 7. And after all that turmoil, we found ourselves in a place of brokenness. I'm talking about, I would be in bed and I would be laying next to my husband, and the pillow would be soaked with tears because I did not know my way out of it. And, it really, really hit home when the sheriff was in our driveway and he presented us with foreclosure notice papers, and our daughter was going to school. She was on her way to the school bus, and she looked back at me, and your kids, they're looking at their parents for safety and security. And she said, Mom, are we going to be all right? And I told her that we were, but I really did not know if we were or not. So this opportunity just came, to me because I was connected with some awesome people, with some people that I had been in business with before, and something in my spirit told me to reach out to them and see what they were doing, because they were posting about some new company on Facebook. And, social media can be a good thing and it can be a bad thing, right? Well, in this instance, it was a good thing. So I reached out to a friend of mine. Her name is Monica Scott. And I said, Monica, what are you posting about? And she said, girl, we are about to launch a company. It's called Total Life Changes, and it's new to the United States. And so I was, after she finished telling me about it, I got on my husband on the phone with her husband. And, my husband said, let's join that business. And usually my husband is a little slow to move, but he said, let's do it. And so as I was giving Greg Scott my credit card number, I asked him I said, what are we selling, Greg? I didn't even know what we were selling. All I was going off of was the fact that I knew these people, and that something in my spirit said to reach out to them, that my husband said, let's do it. And we were desperate for an opportunity. So we joined the business in December of 2013. And, in December, that is when, right before the new year and, you're gearing up. I want a new year and I want this to be the best year. So we joined the business, but guess what happened to us? Guess what happened? We got paralyzed. We became afraid. We were paralyzed by fear. We thought, oh my goodness, we said, nobody's going to join us, because we had been in other businesses before and we became afraid, and we sat on this business opportunity for 6 whole months, because of fear. So if anybody on this line is being paralyzed because of fear, let it go. Let it go. So then what happened with us is that things got so bad in our household. I mean, my husband and I, the air was stale in our household. And when finances are not going well, the marriage, it takes a toll on the marriage. And, I asked God, I remember it was back last year, and it was in July of last year. I was driving down the street. It was right down the street from my house, and the tears were streaming down my eyes. I could not stop them. I said, Lord, I surrender. I need you to help me. And lo and behold, I went into my house. And I logged on to my back office in Total Life Changes because I had not been checking it because I had checked out. When I logged on to my back office, I saw all these points accumulating under me, and I had no idea that they were there. People were actually falling in love with this company and these products in other areas. It definitely was not in my area, I can tell you that. And so what really put the icing on the cake for me is that then I log on back on the Facebook and I see the founding family. There were 3 families that I had been in business with before, and they were Greg and Monica Scott, Kenny and Shantae Lloyd, and Erwin and Twyla Portis. And they had gone to a conference in Las Vegas, and they were standing behind these checks, just cheesing, and they had these rings that they had received for making $250,000 in 7 months, and my husband and I had joined the business 6 months prior, and we didn't get started because we were fearful. And I said, oh, no, they will not be making money without me. And so back in last year, July of last year, my husband and I, we said, you know what? We are going to take the last win that we have, and we're going to step out on faith, and we're going to be courageous, and we're going to work this business like our lives depended on it. And so all we did was roll up our sleeves, and we told everyone that we knew about Total Life Changes. In 1 year, I'm fast forwarding 1 year, ahead with right now, we are millionaires. And I'm going to tell you, I am living in a dream. I wake up, and when I fall asleep, I say, Lord, please don't make this a dream. This is real. It's so real. And so we're just settling into our newfound, wealth, because it's not slowing down. As a matter of fact, our best week was last week. And so what we had been able to accomplish in one short year is that we were able to save our home, and we had to give the bank a hefty amount of money. I was ready to walk away. I'm going to be really honest, because I never thought we would be able to come up with $135,000. But we did, and my husband, he went and he got a cashier's check and he gave it to the bank. So our house is so much more than secure because, we're going to have that house paid off soon. And then my daughter, who she was last year in the 12th grade, and, she was so excited about applying to colleges and everything. And when she would talk about it, I would get anxiety in my stomach. My stomach hurt because I was saying to myself, how am I going to break this child's heart to tell her we don't have enough money to send you to where you want to go? Well, I'm here to tell you, because of Total Life Changes, because of this awesome company, 1 week of our commission check paid for her whole entire year at Penn State University. It is phenomenal. We are walking on air right now, and we are able to bless so many people along the way. So when my husband and I finally woke up and we said we're going to work this business like our life depended on it, there were some things that I really, really loved about Total Life Changes that was different from other companies. And one of those things is that we have the best of both worlds, okay? Total Life Changes did not just pop up out of nowhere. We have been in business for 14 years and have been successful in business, but we just launched the United States market a little less than 2 years ago. So I knew that timing was everything. Timing is right. So that's why I say there's no coincidence why you're on this call today. It is the right time to position yourself for wealth. And so the products, they have been around. They're just not testing the products out on us. They are tested products, So we have the best of both worlds. We have a company that has been in business, in Latin America, but we have a new company that just launched in the United States, the best of both worlds. Another thing that I really loved about this company is that we ship to 150 countries. So you can join Total Life Changes, and day one, you can build a global business. My husband and I, we have team members all around the world. We have personally enrolled executive directors out of the UK. We have team members in Europe. As a matter of fact, we're going to the Netherlands in November because we have a team there. So we are global business people. And that is phenomenal that you can join this business day one and build around the world. Also, our leadership, let me just tell you something. We have the best leadership. And our founder, his name is Jack Fallon. Now, I had the pleasure of being in his company several times. And when I told him the story of us, my husband and I, favoring our home, he looked me in my eyes and he had tears. And he said, Denise, you do know that was a miracle. I said, the miracle, yes, it was a miracle, but it was wrapped up in a bow, and it was TLC. So this is phenomenal. So he is just a man. He's so humble. He has great vision, and we are going to take over the world with Total Life Changes. I'm telling you, hands down, and I'm really, really excited about it. All right, another thing that I just knew, when I found this out, that this company is going to have longevity because we take part in the fastest growing industry. So we're not just we're not a one-hit wonder. There's some companies out there, they just sell, tea or coffee. We take part in a lot of different industries, and they are health and wellness, weight loss, beauty, performance enhancement, gourmet coffee, energy and longevity, and the home-based business industry. And these industries are billion and trillion-dollar industries, and all we do is we just take a little slice. All we do is we just teach people how to make an extra, $1,000 a month or extra $1,000 a week, which we have so many distributors, doing that. We teach the woman who wants to be a stay-at-home mom, that she can stay at home and raise her children, and she don't have to miss them rolling over. So another thing is that, and also this is another icing on the cake, our products are the best in the industry. And I can say that with confidence because I've been in other businesses before, and I'm going to be real honest. Sometimes in those other businesses, when I want to promote, I had to go on the internet and I had to find somebody's picture that I didn't even know and post it and say, look at this person who lost weight. Well, I'm here to tell you that we got our own before and after pictures, every one of my distributors, okay? And we have products that you develop an emotional attachment to them. My husband will sell anything that is not nailed down in my house, and we have a lot of product in my house. But guess what? I have to put mine aside, and I have to hide it because that's how emotionally attached to them that I am, because I can't live a day without our products. So, I have some people on the line, and I'm going to bring one young lady to the line. I pray that she made it. And she has an awesome testimony about some of the products that she used and how, Total Life Changes really changed her life. I had the pleasure of meeting this woman because she she heard that I was doing the business, and she reached out to me and she said, you know what, I want to become part of your team. And she is just soaring in this business. She's an executive director in Total Life Changes. She helps her team so much, and she's passionate about sharing this opportunity with everyone. Diana, are you on the line?
Yes, Denise, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clearly. So listen, there's a lot of people on this line today, and they sacrifice to be on here because it's the holiday weekend. But, I always say that we work when other people are not working. So I just want you to just share with everyone just how Total Life Changes has really changed your life. And I want you to throw in there some of the money that you're making too. All right?
Alrighty. First, I want to thank you, Denise, for this opportunity to be able to speak on this call tonight. It's so funny that I see the posts all the time with the Carladons and all the giants that have been asked to speak on the call. So when you call me today, I'm actually at a repast. My friend lost her dad. But when you called me, I just feel like you do so much for us. I couldn't imagine telling you no. So, I'm in my car to talk to you now just to say thank you, and it's my pleasure to share on this call tonight. So thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Awesome.
Just to tell everybody a little bit about myself, again, my name is Diana Townsend, and I am an executive director out of Newark, Delaware. And I'm going to consider myself an amateur in Total Life, in network marketing, period. And I was looking for an opportunity, and I seen a friend of mine actually told me about this opportunity over the phone. And I started looking on Facebook, and I seen this meeting at the Crown Plaza in Philadelphia. So I went to the meeting. I did not know Denise or Buddy Lee. But I did know a couple people in the room when I got there. So when I went and I listened to the opportunity, I had already made a decision, honestly. I was going to join Total Life Changes prior to me coming to the meeting, but I just wanted more information. I wanted more information because there just was some things I just couldn't understand, and I needed to know if it was true. And it was the compensation plan and the 5 different ways that we get paid. And I was like, no, she must be telling me something wrong. So I'm going to go to this meeting for myself. That way I don't have to hear it third party. So when I went to the meeting, I listened to our ambassador, Denise Lee, share her story. And I felt like when you're in church, when the pastor starts stepping on your toes, and I felt like, oh, my God, like I could relate. I really could relate. And I actually had called out of work that night to make that meeting. But I didn't know Denise, but I knew who her husband was. So I went to William Buddy Lee, and I gave him my number, and I asked him, I said, could you ask your wife to call me? You know, because I want to join this business. I had made a decision. There were a lot of people, like I said, in the room that I knew of and that I knew, but I made a decision that night. It's just some things that really played on my heartstrings when I listened to Denise's story. And for me, I didn't want to make it personal. I wanted to make it business. And I just have this attitude that, you know, if he did it for Denise, he can do it for me too. So I decided to take that leap of faith here at Total Life Changes. And just for me, it was kind of hard because I work full time for the United States Postal Service, and I've been there like 16 years. It'll be 17 in December. And I also work part time for U.S. Airways, and I've been there 8 years. So I've been consistently working 2 jobs for the past 8 years. So now I decided to take on another responsibility, but I was looking for something. I have a high school diploma, and I make a good salary at the post office, but I'm driving 140 miles round trip to and from work. And over the past 5 years, I've crashed my car twice from just the distance. I work 8 hours, but with the commute, I have to add on another 5 because it's 2.5 hours up because of the traffic. So with me taking that ride and that long ride, I fell asleep behind the wheel. And I had to, you know, not once, but twice. So now my car insurance was so extremely high. It was higher than my mortgage because not only did I have 2 accidents, but also had a 17-year-old on my car insurance. And to top it all off, on that last accident, I had a car that when I crashed that car and I totaled it, I still had an $8,000 balance due on the car. And I still had a $650 car payment on my BMW that I no longer even had. So my life was so turned upside down, I just was totally stressed to the max. But when I heard a young lady tell me about you could get paid 5 different ways, and I know that I got 2 jobs, I'm getting paid 2 ways, and that still wasn't cutting it, I wanted to go and hear about this total life-changing opportunity. So when I went there and I heard the amazing opportunities that not only had Denise experienced, but our global director, Denise Lee, and now our global director, Nina Moore, I was sitting in this room, and I just got this thing about me in my heart, and I know if all she said was plug in, and those 2 ladies were coachable and teachable, I made a decision that night that I'm going to plug into the system, and I'm going to be coachable, and I'm going to be teachable. And I have. And I joined the business on January the 9th. And even though I had 2 jobs, I don't make any excuses because my situation didn't allow for it. It really didn't. My situation meant need quick money, hurry up, get it done. It's 50% on the retail. That's what got my attention. Like, I was like, you know what? I work at the post office. I started listening to the products. I started listening to, like, we have like 38 products, and I was thinking, you know what? I'm going to go to work while I'm at work. I'm going to go to work while I'm at work. And I did that. I'm going to go to work on the way to work. I'm going to go to work on my way home from work. So I purchased products, and even though I wasn't in a position to do that, I blessed people with it. But I didn't just bless anybody because I plugged into the system, and I listened to Miss Stormy Wellington on that Wake Up and Win call. And I listened to the Hour of Power with Mr. Kenny Lloyd. I listened to Miss Anika Scott on the accountability calls on Monday. I listened to Mr. Irwin and Twala Portis. Even though I'm under our ambassador, I plugged into every single person in Total Life Changes that was winning, and I feel like I borrowed their belief.
Hello, Diane, are you
there? Yeah, I am. I borrowed their belief, and I plugged into the system, and it really worked for me. I have made, since January, I have made more money through Total Life Changes than I have at the post office. I have, and I worked 2 jobs. I didn't make any excuses. I didn't expect Denise to run my business. You know, I just did what I needed to do because I just truly believe that I know who I am. And I didn't do this for me. I did this for my kids. When I crashed my car that second time, I was out of work for 10 months. I was out of work for 10 months. So my life was so upside down, I really didn't have any other choice. I was forced to make some decisions. And as a mom, if anybody's on this line that's a mom, you know, you do what you got to do to make ends meet. So with all of that happening, as tired as I was with 2 jobs, the funny thing is all I did was use our product. I know our flagship product is the ISOT, but that's not the product that blessed me. It was the NRG and it was the NutriBurst. I no longer was falling asleep driving home. I was no longer, you know, I was just no longer as tired as I was. I used to always say if I could just get to the refrigerator and take the NutriBurst, I'm going to be okay. And it just, I wasn't taking 1 tablespoon. I was taking 2 tablespoons and 2 NRGs. And I felt like I'm 45, but I felt like I was 25. I mean, it's an all-natural product that gave me the boost that I needed to do what I needed to do. So since January, again, I'm an executive director, but I'm 2 weeks away. I'm 2 weeks away from making regional director here in Total Life Changes. So not only do I love our compensation plan because it has allowed me to be able to start sitting down and making some decisions that I don't feel like I no longer have to work and no longer have time freedom. I no longer have to kill myself with these 2 jobs because I work at the post office because it pays my bills. It's a pleasure for me to go to the airline, but I don't make money there. I'm there because I want to fly for free, so I don't want to give it up. So I felt like I was stuck. I was stuck. I can't work at the airport and pay my bills, but I can't leave the post office because I didn't have a plan B. So I always say when it comes to Total Life Changes, there's no plan B. This is it. This is it. And it's going to give me every single thing I need to be able to be mom, to be home, to own my time. And on my vision board, I can still work at a job. Some people hate their job. I love to go to the airport. I love my job. It's a pleasure to go there. And then just the thought that I could fly all around the world for free and help my team and grow my business. I'm at a repast of my best friend that lost her dad this past week. 4 months ago, she just lost her boyfriend of 20 years. I wasn't able to be there for her. I was at the funeral, but I wasn't able to put time in with her, and she's been my friend for over 20 years because I was at work. But I thank God that I was able to make a decision to say, she's a sister to me, and I love her, and I wanted to be there for her, and this opportunity has provided me the platform to be able to do that. I don't have to worry about not going to work and not getting paid. So I thank God for our products because they work. I'm able to go to work, and not only, it's not even about me, I'm able to give my coworkers. We all are in situations. When you work at the post office, you're not working 8 hours. You're working 12. You're working 16. And, you know, more money, more bills. You know, a lot of people think, oh, you guys haven't made. You know, it's not always like that. I had 2 jobs, and I was still struggling. I had 2 jobs, and I was still struggling. Not because I mismanaged my life or money, just because life just hit me hard. Okay, so I just wanted to share with you guys, I love our product line. I love Total Life Changes, and I truly, from the bottom of my heart, thank God that, you know, Denise and Buddy said yes to this opportunity because it's blessing my life, it's blessing my team's life, it's blessing my family's life, my coworkers' life, because I'm able to share products with them that I don't worry as much as I used to because I never paid so much attention to health and wellness. And I don't have to sell everybody anything. I'm in a position to bless them, just like in the beginning of my business, Denise and Buddy blessed me. So I want to thank you, Denise, for, well, you know what? If you don't mind, Denise, I do have one of my business partners on the line. And if I could just give her a couple minutes to share. Her name is Miss Tanya Tinsley Bond. She's out of Lynchburg, Virginia. A lot of times people think the uplines encourage just the downlines, but Tanya is somebody, she's in my downline. I haven't even had the opportunity to meet her face to face yet, but I feel like I know her. I feel like I love her story. I love Tanya's she's a woman of God. She's a pastor's wife. She's a product of the product, and she just has a love for people. And I truly have so much respect for her. So, Tanya Tinsley Bonds, did you make it to the line yet?
Yes, Miss Townsend, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. If you could just take a few minutes out, I want you to share just your story with everybody on the line now. I wanted to just to let you know, too, I do. You inspire me. And I love Total Life Changes for placing such a woman of God and a powerful person in my life, because it's not just, sometimes this business for me has turned personal. And I just want to say I do. I look up to you. And if you could just take some time out and share your story with everybody on the line tonight.
Yes. First of all, I just want to take the time to say thank you to our amazing ambassador, Denise Lee, and also for you, Diana Townsend, who is our executive director. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to come on the call and just share my story. I'm a part of an amazing team Synergy, which I feel like our family, because we talk and we laugh and we encourage each other every day. But just to share with you my story is not like or unlike anybody else's struggle with weight. I have struggled with being overweight most of my life. And I cannot tell you how many of hundreds of thousands of dollars that I have invested in weight loss products, in weight loss support groups. I was literally breaking the bank. And so I vowed from that point on that I would never, ever, ever again invest another dime in another weight loss product. That's how fed up I had become. And the way that I was introduced to Total Life Changes was an unfortunate event. On the night of April the 2nd, after a long, hard work shift, and I'm a CNA, and so I had a long shift that night. I had a whole lot of patients that I was lifting and cleaning and doing all the stuff that came with that. I came home only to have the worst pain, burning sensation and tightness in my chest that I had ever felt in my life. I literally had not taken it really seriously. My thing was I'm just going to take some Pepto-Bismol or do something like that, and it's just going to go away and I'm going to lay down. Well, I took the Pepto-Bismol and it looked like it burned even the worse. By that time, my husband had come home, and when he came home, he literally met me. He was coming up the steps. I was coming down the steps. And by the time we met each other, I had totally slumped over. So he said, grab your things, get in the car. I'm taking you to the emergency room. And still then in my mind, I'm saying, I do not want to go to the emergency room to sit 4 and 5 hours. I still didn't want to go. He literally had to make me go. Long story short, we got to the emergency room. They called me back. And before I knew anything, a team of doctors and about 6 or 7 nurses ran in the room, started stripping me. They said, look, we don't have time to talk. They looked at my husband and myself and said, we believe you are having a heart attack right now as we speak, and we need to get you to the emergency room stat. That was a night I will never forget. They rolled me back to the OR, told me that I had a 99.9% blockage in my artery. At that time, they had to end up putting a stent in my heart that night. Needless to say, I was scared to death. but I praise God for just saving me. I praise God for just saving my life, not only spiritually, but naturally. The doctor told me afterwards, he said 55% of the people that went through what you went through do not make it out. He says somebody has given you another chance at life. And he says, now the ball is up to you. It's in your court. He says, you're going to have to, from this day forward, make a life change. He says, your whole eating has got to change. He says, you got to come off even more of this weight. And he just began to give me instructions on what I needed to do. Shipped me out of the door with 8 prescriptions. And so I knew then I had to do something, and I had to do something quick. Well, long story short, I remember seeing the advertisements on social media from a friend that I knew back in my childhood, and she had become a Total Life Changes rep. I called her up. I asked her about the product. I didn't care how much it cost. I was willing to invest whatever I needed to invest because I had to change my life. I didn't have time to negotiate price. I didn't have the time to find out what product did what. She told me her IBO number. I went straight to the website. I emptied my bank account that night, and I bought the 26-day accelerated weight loss kit. I jumped on it quickly with the HCG. When I started taking that HCG coupled with the tea, immediately, I'm telling you, immediately, I started seeing results. Like after day 1, I followed the plan, and our 4 pounds was gone after the first day. And I was saying to myself, you are absolutely kidding me. So I continued to follow the product. I continued to do the instructions. And I'm telling you, people, the weight just began to fall off like crazy. I went back to my doctor, and he says, what are you doing? He says, because you can't just be losing this much weight and just doing a regular diet. I told him what I was doing. I told him about the products. I told him about Total Life Changes. He says, whatever you're doing, keep on doing it. Okay, so I left the doctor's office that day. And with the HCG, it is such a very strategic diet until I had joined an HCG support group on Facebook. After I saw what the products was doing for me, I was immediately a believer. I called the young lady back that I bought the products from, and I told her, look, you got to sign me because I'm so ready to share what this product has done for me. And so she said, okay, I will call you back. She never called me back. She kept saying, I'll get back with you. She would shoot me a message back every now and then. I haven't forgotten about you, but I'll get back with you. Well, by that time, I was so anxious, and I was so ready to do this, I never, contacted her anymore. I waited for her to call me. Well, in this HCG group, I was posting my pictures and sharing with people, how the actual diet was, what it was doing for me. So one young lady privately messaged me, and she said, hey, you look terrific. You're doing a great job. She says, where do you buy your HCG product from? I said, I purchased it from a company called Total Life Changes. This lady, whom I do not know, a perfect stranger, she says, that's something. She says, because I'm an IBO for Total Life Changes. I said, really? I'm telling you, I signed with that lady that day. I didn't know her. She didn't know me, but I was so excited and so ready to jump into this business. I signed with her. I gave her a perfect stranger all of my information, credit card number, everything. And today, she is one of my best friends. I love her dearly. But to make this story,
wow.
short,
That is amazing. Wait, I have, that is an amazing story. You were so emotionally attached to these products that you signed with someone that you didn't know. So I heard that you actually quit your job.
I did.
Awesome.
I did. And let me tell you, 4 months later, I am down 50 pounds. I'm off of half of my prescription. The doctor told me to come back next week. I'm going to take you off the blood thinner. And I was a CNA, and let me tell you, I was scared to do this. I was scared to quit my job because, bills go on. I was even more scared to tell my husband.
Yeah, but you stepped out on faith. And look what happened. So listen, I want to thank you for your testimony. I want to get to the money because you and Diana just, your stories really touched my heart because you represent a lot of people out here who are struggling with weight loss, who are overworked, who are not appreciated on their jobs and just need a different way, a better way. So thank you so much for sharing your testimony. I want to get to the money now. People, I know people are saying, I want to hear about the money. Listen, everyone on this line, the money that we make until our life changes, it is phenomenal, because Jack Fallon, our founder, he wanted to come up with a compensation plan where everyone can win, and he was successful in doing that. So I'm going to tell you the first way that we make money, and that is with our retail sales and commission. It's simple. You sign up, you get a website, you send people to your website and you get 50% commission. But guess what? You can even have inventory, which all of us as distributors, we have, and we didn't figure out a way for you to make more than 50%. So it's a no-brainer, what we do is we just retail to recruit, and it is simple as that. The second way that we make money is from the fast start bonus. There are so many ways that you can get into this business. Packages that range from $1,600 all the way down to $45. And when you invite someone on your team, you get 50% of that package in your pocket. So let me give you an example. If someone comes in under the $1,600 package, you get $750 in your pocket. Bam. $750 can pay some bills, right? All right. So the third way that we make money, and this is the best way. My husband and I, we max out this way of pay each and every week, and it is such a blessing to know that we are actually millionaires on this one way of pay, and that is our binary compensation. And it's so simple. All you have to do is bring in two people and teach those two people to bring in two, and two get two. That's all it is. Two get two. One person on your right, that is it. And so before you know it, you have a huge team and you're making anywhere from 10 to 25% off of your lesser leg. Then the next way that we get paid is the 50% check match. And so what you do is, suppose you come into the business and then you invite your friend and she makes a 50% check match bonus. Well, you get she makes a binary check and you get 50% of that in your pocket. So Greg and Lanika Scott, they get a $10,000 check match from my husband and I each and every week. That is $40,000 per month, which is incredible. And they are getting a check match off of the second level too, because you earn anywhere from a 10 to 50% check match on the second level of business as well. So my husband and I, we have two person-enrolled global directors. They each make $10,000 off the binary per week, and we get a 50% check match off of that, which is $5,000, and so does Greg and Lanika Scott. And then our last way of pay is our lifestyle bonus. So what Jack Fallon says is that he's not going to give us a car, that you have to choose. It does not have to be pink or give us a car and things something happens in your business and they're taking that car back from you. He says, no, I want to compensate you up front. And so at the rank of national director, you receive a $1,500 lifestyle bonus each and every month on whatever you want to buy it for. I just happened, I spent a little more. I just bought another Louis Vuitton, but so it's a little more than my lifestyle bonus, but that is my lifestyle, and I'm thankful and blessed for it. All right, so that is the ways that we get paid. Now, what I want to say to you is if you are someone that one of us, what we said just resonated inside of you, and you connected and you said, you know what, I was praying for something. You know what, I need a change. I'm tired of being sick and tired. I am so tired of having more month at the end of the month than money. I'm tired of going to a job and not wanting to get out of the car. You know, I'm tired of not being able to go on a vacation. I'm tired of telling my child we don't have it. You know, we got to wait till next month when mommy get paid. You know, I'm tired of living in a house that's falling down, leaky roof. You know, I'm tired of not having money in my retirement account. If that is you on this line, I'm telling you, there is a better way. And the better way is total life changes. So what I want you to do right now is I want you to take action. I want you to get back with the person that invited you on this call, and you need to get signed up now, tonight, not tomorrow, because this is a binary and you want to be at the top and not the bottom. All right, I want to say thank you to each and every one who joined this line this evening. Like I said in the beginning, it is not a coincidence that you heard what I had to say this evening. So I want you to get back with the person that invited you on the line, the person that thought so much of you, and join us today. And I'm just going to say welcome to the team. All right, everybody. I'm going to hang up now and end this call. So I'm going to say goodbye, God bless, and I will see you over the top.